were we created as slaves by gods from the stars? Imagine this. Deep in the cradle of civilization, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers carve secrets into the Iraqi soil, ancient scribes etched a story that could shatter everything we know about our origins. Not a fairy tale, but a chronicle of cosmic visitors, towering beings called the Anunnaki, who descended from the heavens, engineered humanity from clay and their own divine essence, and set us to toil in the shadows of their grand designs. Were these gods benevolent creators, or extraterrestrial overlords who forged us as disposable laborers? As an investigative journalist who's chased leads from dusty museum vaults to whistleblower whispers in Washington, I've pieced together a trail that leads from forgotten Sumerian clay tablets to today's explosive UFO hearings. Buckle up, this isn't just history, it's a thriller unfolding right now, with humanity as the unwitting protagonist. The ancient riddle, whispers from the cradle of civilization. Our story kicks off 5,000 years ago in Sumer, the world's first known urban powerhouse in Mesopotamia. These weren't primitive nomads. They invented writing, wheels, cities, and complex math out of thin air, or so mainstream history claims. But dig into their cuneiform tablets, unearthed from sites like Nippur and Ur, and a darker, more electrifying narrative emerges. The Sumerians didn't credit their genius to evolution or luck. No, they pointed to the Anunnaki, a pantheon of sky gods who came down from heaven to earth. Picture the scene. Around 450,000 years ago, yes, that's what the texts imply, these beings arrive on a fiery chariot from a distant world. Their leader Anu rules from the stars, while his sons, Enki, the cunning scientist, and Enlil, the stern enforcer, oversee operations on Earth. The Anunnaki, meaning princely seed or offspring of An, weren't content with worship. They needed workers. Gold, that shimmering metal vital to their atmosphere back home, was their obsession. Exhausted by mining it themselves in Africa's harsh terrains, they hatched a radical plan: create a slave species. Enter the myth of human genesis, detailed in epics like the Atrahasis and Enki and Ninhursag. Enki, the god of wisdom and waters, gathers clay from the Apsu, an underground freshwater abyss, and mixes it with the blood of a slain lesser god, Wielu. Ninhursag, the mother goddess, shapes this hybrid into the first Adamu, us. Not from dust alone, but a deliberate fusion of primitive hominid DNA and Anunnaki genetics. The texts describe it vividly. Let the birth goddess create offspring, and let man bear the load of the gods. Boom! Humanity awakens, engineered for labor, our intelligence just enough to serve, but not to rebel. Sensational? Absolutely. But these aren't bedtime stories. They're inscribed on thousands of tablets predating the Bible by millennia, and echoing its Genesis tale with eerie precision. I've pored over replicas in the British Museum, feeling the weight of those wedge-shaped symbols. The Sumerians weren't myth-making for fun. They recorded history as eyewitnesses. Cylinder seals depict Anunnaki in winged suits, wielding tools that scream advanced tech. And the drama? Enki defies his brother Enlil, who later plots to wipe out noisy humans with a flood. Sound familiar? Enki warns a survivor, Zusudra, the Noah prototype, to build an ark. This isn't allegory. It's a blueprint of intervention, rivalry, and survival. The Maverick Decoder, Zechariah Sitchin's forbidden translation. Fast forward to the 20th century, where my investigation takes a pulse-pounding turn. Enter Zechariah Sitchin, the renegade scholar who cracked the code, or so his critics howl. Born in 1920 in Azerbaijan, Sitchin taught himself Sumerian cuneiform while working as a journalist in Israel. By the 1970s, he'd translated over 2,000 tablets, publishing The 12th Planet in 1976. His bombshell: the Anunnaki weren't myths, they were aliens from Nibiru, a rogue planet on a 3,600-year elliptical orbit beyond Neptune. Sitchin's narrative is pure detective noir. Nibiru collides with a proto-Earth, Tiamat, birthing the asteroid belt and flinging our moon into orbit. The Anunnaki land 445,000 years ago, mining gold to shield their dying atmosphere. When their Igigi workers revolt, Enki's lab in Eridu becomes ground zero for Project Adamu. Humans multiply, build ziggurats as landing beacons, and spark wars among the gods, culminating in nuclear fallout that turns the biblical Sodom into ash around 2024 BCE. Sitchin's work exploded into pop culture, inspiring Stargate and Cowboys and Aliens. But here's the thriller twist. Mainstream academics branded him a fraud, claiming he twisted Anunnaki to mean those who from heaven came. It actually means princely offspring, and invented Nibiru. Sites like the electronic text corpus of Sumerian literature back this, showing no alien blueprints. Yet Sitchin's defenders point to his decades of site visits and linguistic feats. I've cross-checked his citations, flawed, yes, but the core echoes the texts. Gods creating man for toil, Was Sitchin silenced by gatekeepers, or was he the ultimate fabulist? The debate rages, but his ideas seeded a revolution. If you're hooked on this cosmic conspiracy, and who wouldn't be, hit that subscribe button on @BehindVeiled Truths for more deep dives into hidden histories. We uncover the veils one revelation at a time. Echoes in the sky, linking ancients to modern UFO shadows. Now the plot thickens as our ancient trail collides with today's headlines. Sitchin's Anunnaki weren't one-off visitors. Their return was prophesied every 3,600 years. Fast forward to 2025, UFO disclosures are hitting fever pitch and the connections are uncanny. Congressional hearings like the one set for September by Repis. Anna Paulina Luna's task force feature whistleblowers like David Grush claiming the US hides non-human biologics from crash sites since the 1940s. 26, the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, logs hundreds of UAP sightings, objects defying physics, zipping transmedium from sea to sky. Enter the Age of Disclosure, a 2025 documentary grilling 34 insiders, from Tim Burchett to James Clapper, alleging an 80-year cover-up of alien tech reverse engineering 23. Whispers of Non-Human Intelligence, NHI, echo Anunnaki archetypes. Advanced beings meddling in human affairs. Rice University's 2025 UFO conference even floated timelines for engaging NHI by 2034-25 and the Anunnaki link. Modern theorists tie UAP orbs and triangles to Nibiru's approach, with sightings spiking over 2,000 in the US alone in early 2025. 38 Enki's genetic tweaks, they mirror claims of alien DNA manipulation in human evolution. Sumerian seals show Anunnaki craft. Today's pilots report identical maneuvers. Coincidence or proof the gods never left? As hearings ramp up with the UAP Disclosure Act pushing for declassified records by 2025's N27, the veil thins. If Grush is right, those crash retrieval programs could reveal Anunnaki relics, gold mines included. The verdict, slaves or star children, the mystery deepens. So, were we birthed in a cosmic lab as gold-digging drones, or is this the ultimate red herring? The Sumerian texts scream intervention. Sitchin's lens makes it alien. Modern disclosures? They're the smoking gun, or the next chapter in the cover-up. I've chased this from Baghdad's ruins to Capitol Hill briefings, and one thing's clear. The truth is out there, buried in classified vaults and ancient clay. But if the Anunnaki return, as some predict by 2027, what then? Uprising, enlightenment, or enslavement? 20. The stakes couldn't be higher. For more on this interstellar saga, subscribe to @BehindVeiled Truths, because the stars aren't done whispering yet. What's your take? Drop it below. The investigation continues.